The noise of a working tank museum. Yes, we have trees, we have grey skies, we have autumn in New England. Welcome to Boston area, we're in Hudson, Massachusetts. And we have a new museum opening up here, which, unless you've been under a rock, you should know about. The American Heritage Museum with the Jack Littlefield Collection, the MVTF. You are well familiar with it. I have been on it at the old place in California many times, and it is of course where I filmed a lot of the Inside the Hatch videos. Now, this museum is not open. It is still a construction zone. But they were nice enough to let me wander around a bit. It opens to the public in about 3 or 4 days. It's a sort of a soft opening. They really aren't ready for it, but they want to just because they have their big annual battle next week or this weekend. They thought it was a bit silly for everybody to be here, know that the building exists, know that all the tanks are here, but not let them see it. So final prep work is going through. Obviously there is still, that's glue. Okay, I'm not going down that way. Okay, there's another staircase over there. It starts off up at the top left in zero, so I can tell because they have that little Mark 6 light they used to have. Absolutely beautiful little light tank. They're also restoring a Panzer I. And I guess they're light enough that they can go upstairs. Lighting everywhere. Of course, this is a brand new building for this collection. Good Wi-Fi. We'll come back to this. There's actually a story behind this tank. There's going to be a story behind quite a few of these exhibits, actually. So you start off with a little early war Kubelwagen, 20mm Schwagen. One of the Stuarts, and the vehicle which basically started it all. As I recall, this is the first vehicle that Mr. Littlefield ever got, and it sort of gave him the bug. And there's that lovely dash I was mentioning in the Inside the Hatch video for the other M3 up at Rock Island. Obviously, since this is the one that started off Mr. Littlefield, and it's also the one I'd start with, it is evident that Jack had taste. Now this is the Grizzly, I do believe. That I filmed my Inside the Hatch on. And you'll see it is now missing a turret. This is not that turret. It's a turret trainer that was in Portola Valley. It's a good view of the inside. And I think this is the turret that was in my Inside the Hatch video. This is 75. This is a converted French field piece. course, the Germans are using whatever they could. Spare wheel, why not? The T-34-76 is the runner T-72 that they have here. And of course, part of the problem with creating a museum is that if you have a museum filled with running vehicles, how do you get them to run? So the pathways here have routing that you can get without too much difficulty every vehicle more or less anywhere. The Stug, of course, is one of the prides of the collection. It is an original Stug. It has been very well restored. And let's see, can I reach in? Not quite. Okay, let's try this. Oh, watch out for the razor blade there. That could be painful. Now, one of the things that they're going to pride themselves on here is accessibility, and you will see, excuse me, you will see that all the hatches are open, always, on all the vehicles. Every side hatch, every pistol port, they're all open. It's a little dark. I have a cunning plan. Let's see what happens if I do this. There we go. Turn off the light. And get off the vehicle. Now, of course, just because I'm climbing up here and they pride on accessibility doesn't mean we can all do it. So I do have permission to climb on the vehicles. Ordinary visitors will not have such permission. But as I say, they'll try to open up everything they can. '37, slightly updated. Nibblewerfer. Yes, something that verfs nibbles. Very simple device. Of course, one you can't really have a German collection without a half track. Good on them for finding a Higgins boat. Something that looks a hell of a lot like one. I thought they were selling the Cromwell. I guess they decided not to in the end. Another vehicle I hope to do an inside the hatch on now that it's accessible again. The Panther, of course, we have seen before. This Crocodile, they have done a fantastic restoration on. Now, I saw this before they restored it, and it is absolutely night and day. I mean, it was the difference between sitting down, getting ripped up, and rotting away to what they've done now is amazing. Let's see, 6-pounder. And this is actually one of the employees' private Bren carrier, or at least somebody associated with the museum. And there will be something much bigger in German here. They don't have it yet, though. Jägerpanzer again, filmed this one in California. And one of the few surviving working jumbos. I'm sure a lot of folks will just do exactly that, stick their hand up. Now, I mentioned that the M16 half-track was the only vehicle in which I've ever popped a wheelie. This is that particular vehicle, I think. No, it's not. Hang on, they've repainted it. Did they? They used to say hose them down. Maybe it's a different M16. I did not check the serial numbers. I could be wrong. High-speed tractor towing a 3-incher. If this isn't a 3-incher, I'll be very embarrassed. Gun 3-inch, yep, okay. I seem to have lost the direct sight. This was, of course, one of the tank destroyer weapons. Oh, they've even kept the little magnetic sticker that we used in California. Pretty solid drive shaft on this. So the Comet, yes, you remember it took me a while to get in and out of this one. And I think the M18 is driving this weekend. It's a little scruffy inside. The aircraft here do fly, by the way, because the battle for the airfield is so known because they have an actual airfield that they battle on. It's basically their backyard. Alright, so Locust. As you can see, it's kind of empty inside. But it is a runner. So we'll see if I fit in that a little later. SC-100, last time I saw a photo of this, it was on a flatbed in Oklahoma. Now, you will see that there are holes that go right the way through this IS-2. This is an IS-2 that used to be in the park in Overloon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of my ID cards. Hang on a second here. And just for reference, I'm going to put up while I wait. So you can see how big this is, and I'll take a measurement of this later. Because I'm curious as to what went all the way through that. That is no small chunk of metal there that it went through. Alright, put this away. And we keep going. Now this has been restored to running condition, so if you were in the Netherlands and you saw this thing, why did it put so many holes in this? You would have seen it with a lot of holes and in not the greatest condition. Let's talk about crude. However, they've put a new engine in from the T-34 that used to be the runner. A complete anti-aircraft setup with a rangefinder, searchlight, generator, and big half track. Everybody talks about from being the one at the end of the Dirty Dozen. Lovely little Daimler armored car. Again, with all the hatches open, this is the best thing you're going to get to being able to get inside them. Better than a lot of musea. An American 37, the sight on it is incredibly simple. And an early 75? No, it's early 75, I'm sorry. No, hang on. It's an early 75. I just wonder what they did with this. Started out with a Stewart running gear. So they used to do rides here on the Battle for the Airfield. They don't anymore. The Pershing, again, videoed this one. The M7. Let's see if they've repaired some of the holes. And it wasn't in the best condition last time I saw this. Yeah, bad standard. This is the M39 Armored Utility Vehicle. It's basically an M18 Hellcat that's been changed into a pickup truck. A half-track. A truck turned into a pickup truck. A376 HVSS. Nice definitive late model. This one came over with the collection. As I recall, so did the Chaffee. A little work, but again, still a runner. '72 at Fishkill armor. They're getting an F-16 in a couple of weeks, so I'll explain that in a second. Walker Bulldog. 90mm cannon off of an M47. Sadly, this used to be a demonstrator that there was an operating breach and would throw ammunition in, and ATF said you had to seal it, which is really bloody annoying. M48A3, which comes courtesy of the Marine Corps Museum, apparently. This is in addition to the MVTF collection. Littlefield did not own this one. PT-76. And the infamous Scud that US Customs sat on for months and months while they tried to figure out whether or not to let it into the country as a privately owned vehicle. You can still see all the vacuum tubes and whatnot in here. Hang on, let me get my light out again. And this, of course, you are familiar with. I filmed it a while ago, as I did the Gvozdika with a snapshot. It wasn't a full inside the hatch, but again, this was very nicely restored after it was captured. This was the old MVTF M60A1. They've obviously given it a complete repaint. No kidding about it being difficult to get into this one. No. Very, very little clearance on the roof there. They do plan on wiring some of these vehicles with internal lights so that you can see what they look like. This was, I think, Mr. Littlefield's favorite vehicle of all. And they have themselves, as I say, that M1. The artwork was redrawn by the gunner of this particular vehicle. There's a photo of it somewhere after hitting ID next to a robot, and the exact robot that was photographed is in that box apparently. Oh my god, the tank is on fire. Part of the evacuation drill is you got to pull that handle. So let's do this. I was in this a little earlier on today, and oh, it brought back memories. And so try not to bash my head on the low bars here. But as you can see, with the exception basically of the radios, which are not here, And of course there's no Blue Force tracker as there was on my tank. But this tank is basically ready to go. So, put some fluids in it. They've obviously drained it. So they have had the actual crew of this vehicle that was in Iraq come back out, at least it's. Alright, so my battery died, so I'm now hooked up with cables to my spare pack. But we're about finished. We've got a piece of steel here for, of course, 9/11, the World Trade Center. They are going to be placing where this table is right now an F-16. And the F-16 in question is one of the ones that was utilized to intercept Flight 93. Well, at least try to intercept 93. Apparently the pilot, a female type, was a friend of some of the staff here. Or is a friend of some of the staff here. So they have the connection. Other things I might have missed is a little quad 14.5 in the corner there. There's another quad here, quad 23. The SU, just snapshot of that one again, didn't have the time to finish it off. And well, that's pretty much it. So let's see, today is October the 3rd. The museum is soft opening this weekend for the Battle for the Airfield, which is their annual event that's going on. When, of course, people are going to be flying through, taking photographs. So there are limited opening hours. I think it's like Thursday through Sunday, from now until the middle of or end of November. Whole place shuts down until April while they finish fixing it up, add a few new exhibits, and then the official grand opening. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be April then. So there you go. There will of course be event space if you want to do events. Doodlebug. It's probably one of the American versions, just painted German. The Matilda unfortunately still doesn't. Oh, they kept the 2-pounder. They folded it up, but they did keep the 2-pounder. M3 is not in the greatest shape inside, as I recall. They do have on site also a very nice car museum and some aircraft. So there's that little Mark 6 light I was mentioning, and a beautiful Mercedes 6-wheeler. So that's it. New England gets a new tank museum. Hope you enjoy it.